All right, happy Monday, unhappy Monday. Welcome to the walk-in freezer, 40 degrees. Soft and squishy. Oh no, goodness gracious. All right. Manual defrost it is. Let's get to the roof and check the clock. I don't think I've ever been on this roof. So you can see our freezer is running her heart out. Forget the sight glass. You can't judge anything off of the sight glass right now. Also, I'm gonna have to go get my jacket. It's cool enough. All right, let's open up the electrical section. Let's grab that. So the clock looks like it should have just come out of a defrost. We've got a green light. So what should be happening is we should be pumping down. Oh look, we have a smart defrost. Yeah, what do you want to bet? Our smart defrost has lost its mind. Hard to tell if it's even wired in. This definitely is not pumping down. So let's get under here and take a look. There's 3. All right. Whoop. All right, and when we kick it into a defrost, we are pulling amps on the heater, but it looks like we're gonna let it run for a minute. Oh, chatter, chatter. What's going on there? So we may have a bad low pressure control. We're gonna have to get to those service ports and see what's happening with the pressures right now. Whether we have a bad clock or what. Because again, our heaters are definitely energized right now. Never do this. This is how you'll damage things. Just trying to get to my service port. So that was your screenshot. We're running in a vacuum right now, which means we got a bad low pressure control. So even though the defrost clock is doing its job, spinning pretty smooth too. All right, so we are going to, we definitely have a bad low pressure control. Again, because I'm running in a vacuum. We're tied in right here. And let's see, we have a cut in at 22. Cut it at 25 with a differential of 22. She should definitely be pumping down. She is not. See if we can't make it. Hang on. There we go. Nope. All right, other side note here. Oh, I just pulled that. You know, this freezer has clearly been a temping problem. I'm gonna say at least for days. This thing has probably been out of whack for a week. I mean, the way that ice is solid on the inside, it's never stopped. It's just never stopped. So, it's ugly, baby. All right, I'm gonna put on, I've got the unit just completely off at the moment, as you can see. Where's my little good Phillips? I'm gonna put a new pressure control on. We're at 0 right now, which isn't good. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna turn it back on and I'm gonna watch it pump down to like 8 PSI maybe, 8 or 10. And that'll give me enough to hot swap this, where I can pull that off and then get my new one on, maintaining positive pressure the whole time. Well, I could just put a splitter there, but no, I mean, there's no sense. Just replace it proper. The other thing, if we want to prove, again, power's off at the moment. If we want to prove what's going on, I will, I'm gonna get my 90. Nothing's working out while I'm on the phone with you. We're gonna go ahead and open that up. We'll sever that connection. There's an unlikely possibility, although it is always a possibility, that instead of the low pressure control being bad, the contactor is welded shut, which is why I was trying to get in there and take a look at it. But I am no doubt gonna have to take the water hose in there, but I wanna try and divert as much of that as possible. The box itself is 40, so it's not like I'm starting from 0 or even 20. So I've pulled those wires, those are hot, I powered on, I'm running a defrost right now, okay? So we're just gonna let that defrost timer eat while I change this probe. I am gonna make contact with those quick just to put a little pressure on the system, and then we'll shut it back. I actually put a button on there, because I don't have one of these that I like, that I trust in the van. So we're gonna put this on here for now. She's now logged on, she's a 1032. But right now, I purposely put about 40 PSI on it. So when I turn this on, it should start, and then it should pump down, because it's in a defrost. And again, I've got my gauges on my phone, so I'm not looking at them right now. Once we hit 10 PSI, it should shut down. Tick, tick, tick. All right, it's creeping real slow. It was down to 14. So I'm hoping here any second we should get our verification that it was a pressure control. Unhappy. I know the compressor can pull down into a vacuum because it was here when I got, it wasn't when I got here. All right, we're still running in here and we're in a defrost. They had turned that way down, but again, I should be in a defrost. So me turning it up, I feel like I just heard it clunk upstairs. So let's go back upstairs and see if we're pumped down now. There's definitely lots of problems. We know the low pressure control was shot because we were pumped down in a vacuum and we weren't shut off. Now I think we got a defrost clock issue because that clock should kill these fans. So let's look. So now we're pumped down. We're in a defrost, but our fans are still running downstairs. Again, having never been here, I'm not sure how they have things wired up. I hate this interlinked smart defrost system. I'm gonna go downstairs and look how they have the fans wired. Because again, right, line 3 is our defrost heaters, and we're pulling 7 amps. Ooh, why? Why? Because we drifted up past 32. So we need to put a time delay on this. But I want to take a good look at how this is wired in up here and then how this is wired in downstairs. Because there's 4 right there. So that should be my fans. Like, we're not sending power downstairs on 4 based on amperage. Before, this is not what I had, but my right probe is on N and my left probe is on 4, which is the cooling circuit. I'm in a defrost, no good. We're energized. But also, if I come to 3, end to end. So they're both energized. So now I gotta change this clock. Those of you that have there's different ways to wire these up, but I'll show you what I'm talking about, right? So you have one line runs into 1 and 2, and one line that runs into N. N and 1 is your control circuit, and then 1 and 2's jumped together. And then what happens is 1 is always, it's either 3 or it's 4, it's 3 or it's 4, it's 3 or it's 4. And right now it's both. Okay, so with the clock changed up top, now everything's back in play. We're energized, and we're not. When I say we're energized, I mean we're in a defrost. We're defrosting and our fans are appropriately dead. All right, so we're gonna have to pull these shrouds off and melt this ice from the front. There's not gonna be a better way to do it. Ping pong, we're back up top. I've got it in a defrost. I could unhook the X terminal, but we'll leave it alone for now. So that's good to go. All right, you need to take my tools back down. We're gonna close this up. Contactors saying okay. Yeah, that didn't just happen. That has been that way a long time. Okay, so my defrost coil is about done all it's gonna do. We're gonna bring the water hose in, kill the power. We are good to go. And the ends, right, the end coils. I've got a little bit at the very top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the thermostat to like 50, and I'm gonna turn on the breaker so that the system doesn't come on, but we actually air defrost this last little bit because we're 50 degrees in here, and it is gonna air defrost just fine. All right. What time is it? I think it's about 10:15 a.m. Okay, and again, I have the thermostat downstairs way high. It may actually kick on because it's probably close to that temperature. But right now I have the thermostat downstairs off. We're still holding 13 PSI on the suction side, so that's why she didn't start up. But now we should have fans downstairs. Hang on. So ironically, we actually probably don't have fans. Okay. I say depending on the fan cycle control. Let's listen for the click. Now, this is clicking in at about 30. So let's set it for 0. If it's 50 and it's kicking in at 30, then hell, let's set it for -10. And in theory, if it's 20 degrees off, we're only going to hit +10. Let's go up to the roof. So I don't actually like those pressures. It's cool this morning, but it ain't that cold. Okay, I mean, it is like 44 degrees out this morning. So I have, look at those pressures I just posted. I blocked my coil, drove my head pressure up, and it's running perfect. Now, it's got a headmaster control. I don't see a fan cycle. That's an emergency cutout. So really, this gal would benefit from a fan cycle, but we're coming into summer, so whatever. Well, spring, right? But all right, so let's set up our defrost appropriately here, which we have a defrost termination switch in play, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 6 hours. Midnight, we're gonna hit it for an extra, okay? And then 6 a.m., we're also gonna hit it for an extra. So every switch is 15 minutes. So realistically, this thing is probably gonna defrost for 20 minutes and then, kick out on the X terminal. Now, you think this thing just satisfied? Let's go see. Dropped it. Definitely cold in here. going to put this panel back on. We can make our temperature adjustments with it on because of the port. All right, I don't trust this. Let's just be straight. My surface temps are already 18, 15. My coil temps are getting down, right? Coil temps are getting down. You know, everything in here, we have to change the temperature of. It all got real warm. So, yeah, baby. I just want to make sure, reaching into my pocket. Okay, so, let's see here. Where's it running its temperature probe at? Right up there. So she's, yeah, 15, 16. So let's see how we're at negative 10. 10. 20. What did I miss? Oh, yeah, I missed it. So it's coming on at about 8. So let's bring her down to negative 10. I don't love the feel of this thermostat. We're going to set it for negative 10. They know how to adjust it if it becomes a problem. So, we're going to let it ride at that. I just circled back around the check and realized I had it set wrong. I had it set for like 30. So, now we're at negative 10. And she's cooling. Yeah, I stuck my, I talked to the manager, stuck my head back in here with the FLIR, and I was like, wait, how come my coil isn't a nice cold temp? We had satisfied at like 28. Boo.